Hello, my friends. Hopefully it's light enough. I don't want to put the overhead light on. There's a red glow because I have my lights on that have the red bulbs in them. So just a quick update. I took notes so I can remember. So on Tuesday, the 6th, May 6th, I went to be admitted for my ileostomy reversal. I had the reversal on Wednesday and it all went well. You always feel good when you come out of surgery, really good, because you're in no pain and you're drugging you up, right? So Wednesday, the reversal. Thursday, I didn't feel as good. It's usually post-op 2 where you start feeling it, right? I didn't feel as good, and I had a lot of upper abdominal pain on Wednesday, which is normal. It's gas starting to work back through your system. It was very painful, and but throughout the night I passed all that gas and felt amazing Friday morning, and they said I could go home. So I drove back home. It's about a 3-hour drive, and Saturday again, so after the reversal where they close up so there was a a round hole in my belly about this big, and that's where my small intestines stuck out of and fed into the ileostomy bag, my waist. So when they do the reversal, they tuck it all back in nice and pretty, and they close up that little round hole. They leave a tiny drain hole, like really small, and they put a little piece of cotton in there, so if there's any fluid building up there, it leaks out and gets drained, because they don't want any fluid in there in case there's an infection. This will let us know. So Saturday I start wound care here. I go to wound care, they take the little piece of string out, they put a new one in, and I go home. Sunday, wound care, same thing. Monday I go to wound care, and it's looking red, and the hole's getting a little bigger. It's like, you have an infection. Okay, so I don't go to the doctors or anything. We know we have an infection. So the wound care nurse calls my surgeon, sends a prescription for antibiotics to my local pharmacy. I pick them up and I start taking the antibiotics. Very powerful antibiotics. I start feeling super nauseated from the antibiotics, right? It's like, I'm not going to be able to take these silly antibiotics if it's going to make me this nauseated. Like, it was so bad. So I ran up to emergency on Monday after I'd taken some rounds of this antibiotics in the evening. And I said, I just need some Zofran. It works for nausea for me very well. So they gave me some Zofran, and then they gave me a prescription for Zofran, and I came home. Tuesday, I didn't have to go to wound care because we were now going to do it every second day. But come throughout the day, I'm feeling horrible. No nausea because I'm taking the Zofran. I think that's what it's called. But I'm feeling horrible. And I'm in this chair, and I'm being good, guys. I'm not doing anything I'm not supposed to do, and I have proof. I'll show you after the state of the place. So I have proof. I have been a good girl in this chair watching TV and hanging out with Buddy here and just being good. So I've been good. So I got those pills. I didn't have nausea. I'm sitting in this chair. I'm feeling horrible. The pain is just starting to increase, and I'm taking pain meds. So I was taking, they're like a Tylenol 3, but they don't have the caffeine in them. And the pain, I shouldn't have had the pain for the surgery I just had. It's just, it's not that type of pain, but this was extreme pain. On a T3. I was taking one about every 6 hours. And I was keeping an eye on my temperature, right? And I was starting to develop a low-grade fever. It's only 38 to 38.5, which is low grade, and that's I guess Celsius, right? I don't know. if it's different. Anyways, so I said to myself, yeah, you got to go up to Emerge, Laura. Of course, I don't want to, but I know I have to. Like, I'm not going to suffer all night long with this pain or anything. So I pack a bag because I'm smart. I threw in my phone charger and, house coat and a few things. I filled up the cat's food and went back up on Tuesday night. And then tell them what's going on. And so they do a CT scan and I have an abscess. Well, they don't just, this ER doctor kind of annoyed me because nice enough guy and everything. So I'm in a room and they take me for my CD. I come back from the CT. This is how the ER doctor tells me that I'm being admitted. He walks by the door. The door was open about this much. And he goes, oh yeah, your CT's back and you have an abscess. I said, oh, so I'm staying. He goes, yeah, you're staying, and walks away. That's the vacuum pump. We'll get there. I'm freaking out because my last abscess was the leak from the original repair that ended up me having to go on this Elostomy bag. He doesn't, that's all he says, you have an abscess, and he walks away. And I'm thinking, oh, so do I have to get the bag back on? Like, what the heck? Right? And Dr. Google says that when you have your elostomy rejoined, you can get a leak in it. And I'm thinking, no. Please, Lord, no. Like, what the heck? I don't find out what kind of leak it is. I get admitted, taken to a room upstairs. I don't find what type of leak it is until yesterday about 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Because I'm being nursed with nurses, but they don't know the results of the CT. And even if they saw the results of the CT in my file, they can't tell me because they're not a doctor. I'm like, right? So finally, this Dr. Schumacher comes in, and he goes, we'll get you down there tonight, and we'll get that all cleaned out. And I'm like, well, what kind of leak? What are we looking at here? And he goes, oh, it's just an abscess just around the wound site. It's higher up. I said, oh, so it's not the joint leak? He goes, oh, no, that's all good. And we just need to go in there and suck out all the goop and you'll be good to go. I'm like, well, thank you. Like I said, the ER doctor, and I told him what the ER doctor said. He goes, oh, that's so-and-so, and he's kind of, what, ADHD? I said, so here I'm freaking out, Anyway, so they take me down. It was about 7 o'clock last night. And they put me out and, clean it all up. So what had happened was the hole actually opened right back up, right? Because, it just been sewn shut and the infection just popped it open, right? So now I got another nice size hole on my stomach. I'm getting a tummy tuck, I swear. After all these surgeries and everything, yeah, I'm done. My stomach looks like a war zone. I'll get a tummy tuck. Yes, vanity, right? For me. So they drain it all out. I'm back up in my room probably about 8:30 at night. And so I spent last night there, and then today I was being discharged, and wound care came up and saw me up at the hospital. They wanted to have a look at it. They repacked it and put a bandage on and said, we'll have you come in on Sunday to get the vacuum. I said, sounds good. All right. So I leave the hospital. I make a quick stop at the grocery store just to grab some fruit and came straight home. And went to get my PJs on, my boxers on and stuff, and I'm like, oh, the bandage is already full of blood, which it shouldn't be draining that much. So I phoned wound care and I said, yeah, it's Lori, and the bandage I just got from the hospital, you guys just changed it, and it's already ready to bleed through. Should I come in now, or is Sunday good? And she said, well, can you come now? And I said, yeah. So I whipped over. It's less than a 5-minute drive where I need to go for the wound care. Excuse me. My throat's dry and I didn't have any water here. So they look at it and she's like, well, I don't know if we should put the pump on yet. I think the reason why it just bled was because they just opened it all up and sucked everything out. But she said she'd call her senior person and they took pictures, and the senior person said, yeah, go ahead and apply the wound vac now and let her go back home. So I've got the wound vac back on. What this is, some people know about them, some people don't. It's a bandage. Well, first in the hole they'll put in some foam, and then there's this bandage that goes over that has this, sorry buddy, that has this hose attached to the bandage. This is a small vacuum that actually pumps. See, that's pumping, and it's draining the fluid out of the wound through a gauze, through like a sponge. So that makes healing happen way faster. And when I had this vac from our last surgery in November, when it opened up, and it helped it heal really fast. So the benefits outweigh having to have this on. So that's where we're at, and then I think I'll see wound care. I'll see wound care again Saturday just to keep a look, but then it's only Monday, Wednesday, Friday where I go in. They put new foam in and put a new bandage on and new tubing on. So that's the update. I will show you that I have been a good girl. Hey buddy, I'm gonna let you down. All right, see, I've been a good girl. That's clean laundry, not folded, not put away. My messy table. Okay, I did do a couple dishes, but that's it. My bed has not been made since I got home because that would take too much stretching and to make it. So I have been a very, very good girl and taking it easy. All right, guys, there's your update. Slow and steady wins the race. Penny saved is a penny earned.